What's up, everybody? Welcome to Talk Wrestling here on NoDQ.com. And no, we are not in the NoDQ studios for once. We're actually out on location. As we tape this, we're preparing to go see live wrestling courtesy of the Empire Wrestling Federation, which you can find at EmpireWrestlingFederation.com. Our boy Wade Needham, of course, is doing the commentary for them as he always does. So looking forward to seeing that. But for right now, I got a little post on Instagram here that you guys saw that looked like this. You see that? There you go. And you guys left some comments with some questions. I'm impressed. So I'm going to go ahead and use some of those right now. First one is a joint question. Part of it comes from Stuff Mike Eats. The other part comes from Cody Cobra 52. Both of them asking basically if Kane is going to get involved with the finish at Summerslam. Now, normally I'd save this for the Summerslam prediction show, which is coming next week, by the way. However, I'm going to address this because it's going to be very simple. No. Kane getting involved in any way leads to the discrediting of the way the match ends. Period. It's simple as that. If Kane comes in and interferes in any way, either for his brother or against his brother, or for Brock or against Brock, it ruins the credibility of the match they've built up the last, whatever it's been, few weeks now, since Undertaker returned to Battleground. So for him to come in now would be detrimental to the overall impact of the products that they're presenting as far as Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. So, no, I don't see Kane getting involved at all, guys. This one's from Conic46. Hey, Jeff, all the way from Wexford, Ireland. This may come as a strange question at first, but I think it could have a little something to it. Do you think the whole of the Attitude Era would have been as successful as it was back in the late 90s, early 2000s if the Attitude Era was captured in 1080p? Personally, I feel that the fact that it was not HD made it slightly better for some reason. Would you feel it could work if the Classic Undertaker and Stone Cold were captured in the prime of their careers in 1080p? Sorry this is an unusual question, but thank you anyway. It is an unusual question, Conic, you're absolutely right. I don't know that captured in high definition really... It's a better presentation now than it was 15 years ago. But I don't think that it's really a detriment to the fact that it wasn't back in 97, 98, 99, and early 2000. I think the product is just fine the way it is. I don't think HD would have been a huge impact one way or the other. I used impact a lot already on this broadcast. I guess it must be a thing. I don't honestly believe that... Don't shoot the camera. There you go. I don't think that... having it be HD or not HD is really beneficial or detrimental to the product. I think it's just fine the way it is now. I think it was fine just the way it was 15, 20 years ago. It really doesn't... The presentation of the product as far as high definition or rare definition isn't what is counting in the current ratings. What's counting right now in the current ratings is the product presentation overall as far as the actual storylines. And that's what's killing it now compared to what it was 15 years ago. It was way better 15 years ago. Way better. Way, way, way better. Let's see. Cam Johnson 12345. Hey Jeff, who do you think will be the next NXT Women's Champion when Sasha Banks drops the title? It really depends on who wins on Wednesday. I think if Bayley... I think whoever wins Wednesday on Wednesday's show between Bayley and Becky will be the new champion. And I really think it's going to be Bayley. I think Bayley is primed and ready. She was probably going to be called up when the other three got called up last month. And it didn't happen for her because she was hurt. So I think she's going to be in NXT for a while. And having said that, I think she's going to be the face of the NXT Women's Division going forward. I think she's going to be the one who ends up being the champion at TakeOver in Brooklyn. That's part of a prediction show. It's going to be later on. But I firmly believe that Bayley's going to be the next champion. Let's see. Richard TDC. Jeff, do you think Brooke Adams should go back to WWE once her contract is up with TNA, since TNA has not given her a long reign like Taryn and Gail Kim? I would like to personally see Brooke go back, not necessarily to WWE, maybe to NXT. She's got a lot more skills under her than she ever did with WWE. She's a much better wrestler now than she was at WWE all those years ago, with part of Extreme Expose. I think she's a more well-rounded wrestler now than she ever was. She's a former TNA Knockouts champion multiple times now, and they are great wrestlers themselves over at TNA. So I think she'd do very well in the NXT Women's Division. Not just WWE, because they've got plenty of power, punch, and action right now between the submission sorority, whatever the hell you want to call them this week, Team Bad and Team Bellas. Those three teams, along with Rosa when she comes back, if she ever does come back from the pregnancy. You've got Natalia, who's still there. Brooke would be better suited, I believe, in NXT than she would be in WWE's main roster. Devin's Sharon 296. Wow. I asked Aaron this, but I want your side. If you could book Goldberg's streak ending, how would you do it? I would have ended it about the same time it ended, honestly, with Goldberg losing to Kevin Nash at the biggest event of the year. The biggest show of the year deserves the biggest ending. I don't know if I would have actually ended it necessarily with Scott Hall ending the streak, helping end the streak with a cattle prod. And, you know, the problem with that is there's been revisionist history the last few years, and the fact that Kevin Nash on the NWO Legends of Wrestling Roundtable discussed that Goldberg lost the streak and then got hurt right away. No. Goldberg was well for well over a year after that. He got hurt after Starrcade that next year, 99. And was hurt for most of 2000, not the other way around, not 99. So had they booked Goldberg properly after ending the streak and had him get the title back within, you know, a couple months of beating losing to Nash, had him beat Hogan cleanly again by like Uncensored or even Spring Stampede, that would have been better off. But the way they did it was horrible. They had Hogan win it, then they had Flair win it controversially, then they had DDP win it controversially, then they had Nash win it with controversy, and then they had Savage win it, and then Hogan got it back, and then it was a mess. The whole thing was a mess. Always joshing you. Hey Jeff, here's my question. With a roster full of talent, why do you think the WWE dropped the ball with guys like Bray Wyatt, Cesaro, Dean Ambrose, and Damian Sandow? All are likable and all get over with the crowd, so why do you think they haven't got the pushes they deserve? Ambrose has. Ambrose very much has this last year. He's been in the main event of 2 or 3 pay-per-views. And not come up short because he did lose, but he still looked very strong in those showings. Just happened to lose the match overall. He looked very strong. Cesaro's getting the push now. Sandow has had bad gimmicks, unfortunately. Sandow, you know, had the thing going with Macho Mandow and Axelmania, but Hogan got himself in trouble, so they had to axe that gimmick, if you will. And Sandow got lost in the shuffle again because he was doing the Macho Mandow to counteract Curtis Axel's Axelmania. So without Axelmania, there is no Macho Mandow, so Sandow got screwed again. So for him, he needs to really... I think personally he should go back to the old gimmick, the intellectual savior of the unwashed masses. That was an awesome gimmick, and I think it was very underutilized and very underdone. I think if he'd have been Money in the Bank winner and won the title, it would have done wonders for him, and they didn't do it. They had him lose clean to Cena instead, which is a joke. And Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt, you know, I like Bray Wyatt. He's a great character. The character is solid. The psyche, the charisma is there. But the overall in-ring skill is lacking. He's terrible. He's just awful. He's sloppy in the ring. If you watch his matches, where he's dominant. He is sloppy as shit. Excuse my language out here in front of kids and everything. But he's terrible. He's absolutely awful. And for that resonates with the current fan. They want to see a good in-ring product as well as good characters. Matt will let music. Jeff, once Undertaker has had his last match, should WWE commit to full-time and younger talent on the WrestleMania card? By that I mean no one over 40 unless they are like HBK or Flair during the 2000s runs. Only current relevant talent booked, or is nostalgia more important to the in-ring product at WrestleMania than I give credit for? You're asking the wrong guy, because I like when the old guys come back. But I personally think that, yes, once Undertaker has his moment in the sun, has his last match, they need to focus on the guys of the future, the guys of the present, and not worry so much about Undertaker and Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan and Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock and even Triple H, who's still wrestling in WrestleMania, which is ridiculous. And Sting, they've dropped the ball with Sting. They lost their chance with Sting. I really think they had a good chance with him had he done better at WrestleMania, and they're having on SummerSlam as we tape this. So it's going to be very interesting to see what they do with him. But for WrestleMania, yeah, leave it to the young guys. The guys are going to carry the product into the next, 5, 10, 15 years. That's where they should go at WrestleMania. I am Dustin Grimes. Yeah, okay. I'll answer this, Dustin, but I don't like it. WWE has decided to go with Submission Sorority as a name for the Diva Trio of Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Paige. Please Google that name and give me your thoughts. Yeah, they fixed that already. If you notice on SmackDown, the videos they put online, they changed it to PCB for Paige, Charlotte, Becky. Yeah, they kind of goofed up on that one, didn't they? I have not seen the videos that pertain to Submission Sorority on Google or whatever, but I heard about it, and it's another thing where WWE, is so worried about Hogan using a foul word or everything, yet they don't do the research of what to call their Divas products, and when they do find out what happened to it, they get in serious trouble. So WWE once again dropped the ball with their own stuff. So there you go. That's it for Talk Wrestling this week. Tune in next week for more of the same. Also, be on the lookout for Aaron and I's predictions for NXT TakeOver and NXT's successor in the WWE lineup, SummerSlam 2015. We'll be on there for predictions for that. We'll see you guys next time.